What if I told you that no contact is just the beginning? That true power, true transformation, comes not from what you cut off, but from what you become. She left. Maybe she ghosted you. Maybe she said, "I need space." Maybe she found someone else. And now you're sitting there, scrolling, waiting, replaying every moment in your head, trying to figure out what went wrong. You think, if I just go no contact, she'll miss me. But let me ask you this. What if she doesn't? Most men believe that silence alone will make her regret leaving. But regret doesn't come from absence. It comes from contrast. She needs to see the difference between the man she left and the man you become. She needs to feel your absence like a void, one that can't be replaced. That's why no contact is not enough. You need to elevate. You need to master yourself in a way that shakes her reality. This is where Stoic transformation meets dark psychology. You will learn how to make her question everything, not by begging, not by chasing, but by becoming the kind of man she never should have let go. By the end of this video, you won't just know how to make her regret it, you'll stop caring if she does. And that is when you truly win. If you're ready to take control, to become a man of unshakable power, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what you're about to learn will change the way you see yourself, her, and the entire game. And before we go deeper, comment below, "I am the prize." Now let's begin. Number 1. The void principle. Let her chase the silence. She expects you to crack. She expects you to check in, to text her late at night when the silence gets too loud. But what happens when you don't? When she's met with nothing but a void? That's when the shift begins. Women thrive on attention, even from the men they leave behind. As long as they know you're still watching, still hoping, still waiting in the shadows, they feel secure. They don't have to miss you, because in their mind, you never really left. But when you remove yourself completely, when there's no text, no reaction, no trace of your existence, it disrupts her reality. She starts to wonder, did I misjudge him? Was he stronger than I thought? The silence starts working against her. She thought she was in control, but now she's left with questions instead of comfort. And those questions, they eat away at her. Most men think no contact is a strategy to make her come back. That's weak. No contact is not about her, it's about you. If you're counting the days, checking her social media, hoping she'll reach out, you're still playing her game. Real power comes from detachment, from being so consumed with your own growth that her absence becomes irrelevant. And that's when she feels it the most. This is where most men fail. They panic when she doesn't reach out. They think silence isn't working. But true silence is a seed. It grows over time, slowly unraveling her perception of you. When she finally checks back in, she needs to see a man who has evolved, a man she no longer has access to. That's when the tables turn. That's when she starts chasing. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. Silence is power. Number 2. The transformation mindset. Becoming the man. She fears losing. She didn't leave because she lost feelings. She left because in her mind she could do better. Let that sink in. Whether she walked away, faded out, or jumped to someone else, the truth is brutal. She didn't see you as irreplaceable. And that should fuel you, not break you. Most men crumble after a breakup. They beg, they plead, they promise to change. But you do the opposite. You don't chase, you don't convince, you don't wait. You evolve. You transform into the version of yourself she never thought you'd become. The man who is so focused, so sharp, so unshakable that she regrets ever doubting you. Right now, she expects you to wallow. She expects you to stalk her socials, to drown in heartbreak. But imagine the day she stumbles across you again, only to see a man who is stronger, sharper, and completely out of reach. That's the moment she realizes she underestimated you. And that realization, it stings more than any words you could ever say. But here's the key. You're not doing this for her. This is where most men go wrong. They focus on winning her back instead of winning themselves back. The transformation isn't about proving anything to her. It's about proving to yourself that you were always the prize. And when you start moving with that mindset, when you start leveling up in silence, she will feel the shift. And that's when the tables turn. This is your moment to decide. Will you be the guy she pities, or the man she regrets losing? The choice is yours. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I don't chase, I evolve. Number 3. Emotional detachment. Indifference is magnetic. She expects you to care. She expects you to overthink, to wait, to react. But the moment she senses that you don't care anymore, that's when the power shift happens. Indifference is magnetic. It's unsettling. It's the one thing she never saw coming, because women are used to being the center of attention, especially after a breakup. They assume you'll still be emotionally invested, still waiting for their return. But when you detach completely, when you stop caring whether she stays or goes, she starts questioning everything. Most men lose because they let their emotions control them. They get angry, bitter, desperate. And every emotional reaction tells her one thing: she still owns your mind. But a man who is detached, a man who moves forward without hesitation, that's a man who cannot be controlled. And that is far more attractive than any apology, any grand gesture, any desperate attempt to win her back. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop reacting. It means you refuse to let her or anyone else dictate your inner peace. It means you understand that loss is an illusion, because a man who is truly whole can never be left empty. You weren't abandoned, you were set free. And the moment you embrace that, she feels it. The biggest mistake you can make is seeking closure. You don't need closure. You need discipline. You need to walk away so decisively that she feels your absence like a knife. She needs to look at you and wonder, did he ever love me? Did I even matter? Because when she starts asking those questions, she starts doubting her own decision. And when that happens, she loses control. Be the man who doesn't flinch, who doesn't need validation, who moves with unshakable purpose. The man who cannot be affected, cannot be manipulated. Because once you reach that level of control, the game is over. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I master my emotions. Number 4. Social proof. The silent message that hurts the most. Silence is powerful. But do you know what's even more devastating? The proof that you never needed her. Women live in a world of comparison. They constantly measure their value based on how others see them, especially when it comes to the men they leave behind. She expects you to disappear, to grieve, to stay stuck in the past. But when she sees you thriving, when she sees you surrounded by new experiences, new people, new women, that's when it hits her where it hurts. Social proof is the most brutal reality check. It's one thing for her to wonder if you've moved on. It's another thing entirely for her to see it, to see you stepping up, leveling up, and being valued by other people. Without her, she needs to feel replaced, not with words, not with cheap attempts to make her jealous, but with genuine progress. Most men try to play games. They post thirst traps. They try to force a reaction. That's weak. The real power move. Living your life so well that she questions if she ever really mattered. When she sees you in high-value environments, around attractive women, with an energy that screams, "I am untouchable," it rewires her perception of you. She starts thinking, did I misjudge him? Was he always this desirable? Did I make a mistake? And here's the truth. She won't react publicly. She won't give you the satisfaction of a message right away. But trust me, she's watching. Every new move, every new connection, every sign that you are a man on the rise, she feels it. And the worst part for her? She knows that once a man elevates, he never looks back. This is not about revenge. It's about becoming the man you were meant to be. The kind of man who never has to prove his worth, because it speaks for itself. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I level up, not look back. Number 5. The power shift. Make her regret underestimating you. She thought she had you figured out. She thought you would break, that you would wait, that you would always be an option. But what happens when the man she left behind is no longer the same man? What happens when you become untouchable? That's when the power shift happens. That's when she regrets underestimating you. Most women don't leave expecting to regret it. They assume you'll always be there, frozen in time, waiting for their return. But when she finally looks back and sees a man who has elevated, a man who no longer needs her, no longer even acknowledges her, that's when the weight of her decision sinks in. And it's not because you punished her, it's because you simply outgrew her. Power is not about making her miss you, it's about making her realize she can't reach you anymore. The moment she senses that her words, her actions, her absence no longer affect you, that's when her confidence cracks. Because deep down, every woman wants to believe that she was irreplaceable. And when she sees that she wasn't, when she sees that you are doing better without her, that you have built a life where she no longer belongs, that's when regret turns into doubt. And that doubt, it lingers. It eats at her. She starts comparing. The new guy isn't as mysterious. He doesn't have the same energy. Because the moment you become truly high value, you stop being an option and you start being a standard. And that's the worst kind of loss. The one she can't undo. But here's the best part. You won't care. Because by the time she realizes it, you will have already moved on. This isn't about revenge. It's about becoming a man so focused, so powerful, so far ahead, that her regret is nothing more than an afterthought. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I am the storm. Number 6, the return. When she reaches out, here's what to do. She will reach out. Maybe it's a random, "Hey, how have you been?" Maybe she reacts to one of your posts. Maybe she finds a reason, any reason, to break the silence. But make no mistake, this isn't about you. It's about her. It's about checking if she still has access to you. And the way you respond, that determines everything. Most men ruin everything in this moment. They take her reaching out as a sign to open the floodgates, to finally say everything they've been holding back. They think, this is my chance. Maybe she wants me back. Wrong. She wants to know if you still want her. If you answer too fast, if you show too much interest, she wins. She gets the validation she needs, and suddenly, she disappears again. So what do you do instead? You respond with power. You don't ignore her. That would show you're still emotional. Instead, you stay cold, detached, brief. You treat her like a distant acquaintance, neutral, unbothered, unreadable. She expects you to be either excited or bitter. But when she gets nothing, that's when she starts to feel it. That's when she realizes she no longer has control. The worst thing you can do is give her closure. Because if she truly regretted losing you, she wouldn't be testing the waters. She'd be fighting to get back in. Instead, she's seeing if she still has power over you. And when she finds out that she doesn't, when she realizes that you're no longer invested in her existence, that's when the regret intensifies. This is how you win, by showing her that she is no longer a factor in your reality. You are too focused, too evolved, too powerful to entertain the past. And when she feels that indifference, it will haunt her. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I stay in control. Number 7, the unavailable king, the man she can't have. Women desire what they cannot have. The moment something becomes easy, predictable, or always available, it loses value. This is why men who chase, who beg, who linger in a woman's orbit always lose. But the man who is unavailable, the man who cannot be reached, who cannot be swayed, who moves with purpose, that is the man she can't stop thinking about. She thought she could come back whenever she wanted. She thought time was on her side. But now you're gone. Not because you're angry, not because you're playing a game, but because you've leveled up so high that she no longer fits into your world. You're not ignoring her. You're just too busy winning. Women don't chase men who need them. They chase men who don't need anyone. A man who is so focused, so disciplined, so consumed by his own greatness that no woman, not even her, can distract him from his mission. And this is where most men fail. They become unavailable for a while. But the moment she reaches out, they fold. They were never truly unavailable. They were just pretending. But the real ones? They don't pretend. They don't act. They become. She will test you. She will try to regain control. She will throw bait to see if she can still pull you back into her frame. But when she realizes that you've become a man who cannot be possessed, that's when the obsession begins. She will chase what she once discarded. But by then, it will be too late. This is how kings move. They don't wait. They don't entertain distractions. They ascend. And the higher you rise, the smaller she becomes in your rearview mirror. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I am the prize, not an option. Number 8. The inevitable choice. Her realization and regret. There comes a moment when it finally hits her. The moment she realizes you're not coming back. At first, she convinced herself that she made the right choice. She distracted herself, entertained other men, drowned out the silence with attention. But then, something changed. She looked around and saw that no one matched what you became. No one carried the same presence, the same confidence, the same unshakable energy that you now exude. And that's when the regret sets in. She starts to question everything. Did I make a mistake? Was he always this strong? Did I walk away from something rare? And the worst thought of all, does he even think about me anymore? That thought alone destroys her, because deep down, she wanted you to linger. She wanted you to still be an option. But instead, you became a force of nature, too powerful to be contained, too focused to look back. Most men don't reach this stage because they break too soon. They wait for this moment, they crave it, and when she finally reaches out, they hand back their power. They let her waltz back in as if nothing happened. But not you. By now, you've transformed into a man who doesn't need closure, doesn't need validation, doesn't need to entertain the past. You've already won. The biggest mistake you can make now, giving her what she lost. Because the truth is, she doesn't miss you. She misses the control she once had over you. She misses the security of knowing you were always an option. But now, you are the man she will never get back. And that is a regret that lasts a lifetime. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I have already won. Number 9. The ultimate revenge is mastery. Revenge isn't proving her wrong, it's proving yourself right. It's not about making her regret leaving. It's about becoming a man so powerful, so disciplined, so untouchable that her regret doesn't even matter. The ultimate revenge is mastery. Mastery over your emotions, your mind, your purpose. Because once you reach that level, you understand one simple truth. She was never the prize. You were. Most men stay stuck in the past. They wait for closure, for validation, for a moment that tells them they've won. But real victory, it comes the day you wake up and realize you no longer care. The day you look in the mirror and see a man who has evolved beyond who she ever knew. The day you stop chasing, stop proving, stop looking back, because you are too busy winning in real life. She will feel it. She will see the difference between the man she left and the man you became. And she will know, deep down, that she lost something rare. But by the time she realizes it, you won't even be watching. This is where your journey truly begins, not as a reaction to her, but as a commitment to yourself. Because the moment you master your life, your purpose, and your emotions, you become the man she wished she had chosen. And that is the one loss she can never recover from. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I rise above. This was never about her. It was never about making her regret, making her miss you, or proving anything to anyone. This was about you, about stepping into your power, about becoming the kind of man who doesn't chase, but attracts. The kind of man who moves with purpose, who doesn't break under pressure, who never looks back because he's too focused on what's ahead. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. The moment you stop seeking validation is the moment you become unstoppable. You don't need closure. You don't need revenge. You don't need her to see your worth. You need to see it for yourself. Because once you do, once you commit to leveling up in silence, once you become the kind of man who cannot be ignored, you win. So take this lesson and apply it. Focus on yourself, your mission, your evolution, because the higher you rise, the less the past matters.